Okay, Anthony Cheer of the Bloody Point, another episode of Shop Talk. I think this is going to be the regular frequency for these, weekly, probably on Sunday or Monday. Today I wanted to talk about the Augencore Starter Deck and how as a new player it is a good place to start, and then a couple things you can do to immediately increase the value of your deck and improve it with very low investment. So looking at the Augencore Starter Deck, you can see here that you have a lot of triplets, 3 kill boxes, which is really good, and 3 cutting edges. Kill box is an upgrade which, when the card it is attached to is removed from the field, will allow you to destroy a card, enemy card of an enemy unit or card on the field of your choosing. Because it is removed from the field and not when it's destroyed, this works against Shroud. So that's a really, really important card. Another one I really like is Cutting Edge, which gives +1 attack to the card you upgrade, and it also gives it the armed ability. The armed keyword is a really important one, where it allows your unit to do its damage to the enemy unit, and if your attack is equal to or greater than the enemy card's hit points, then that card will be destroyed and your card will take no damage. So it helps you avoid trades. Really, really important, and it is a 2 cost, so you can play that on turn 2. Other important cards, the Scrap Heap Salvager, which is a cost 3 unit, 2 attack, 3 health, which allows you to pull a unit from the waste and attach it to pull an upgrade rather from the waste and attach it to the unit with no cost. I find these 3 cards pair really well together. So Hardling Pilot, which is a 1 cost, 1 attack, 2 health unit, you play that on turn 1. If it survives, you put Cutting Edge on it on turn 2, and then if it dies, the Cutting Edge goes to the waste and you can reuse it using Scrap Heap Salvager on turn 3, and you have a 3/3 with armed. The Scrap Heap Salvager is also really good for pulling Kill Switch from the waste, which I really like. Other notable cards from the starting deck is the Security Officer, which is a 2 cost 2/2, which can get +1 attack, +1 health for every upgrade applied to it. It also gains Shielded when it is upgraded. This is a really, really good card, especially against Shroud. Hardling Pilot is also shielded, so it gives you some ability to establish a board presence in the early turns versus Shroud. The Zealous Machinist here is a 3/2, which is shielded, and every turn it will generate a 2/2 token. Another good unit versus Shroud. It is a cost 5 card. And then I won't go over every individual card, but I will post a link to the deck browser. So this is the card list you get for every Augencore starter deck. This is a very good deck in that you can compete pretty well on the ranked ladder. This should get you, if you play well, up to platinum. I've seen it able to get to low diamond as well. So the thing I want to talk about is ways to step from this deck into a much better deck with the addition of very, very low cost cards. And I'm going to pick 1 card from each of the packs, 1 from the Alpha, 1 from Planetfall, 1 from Aftermath. Each of those will cost less than $2 with the current listings, just to give you an idea of adding these 3 cards to add great value to the starter deck. So the first one that I want to look at here is, of course, the Alpha card set, which this is the one that's on base. So you can see here most of the listings are the cards from the pack itself, which makes a lot of sense. But one of the ones which is not is Enhanced Exoskeleton. You can see that you can pick this card up currently for $1. There's one listing for $1 and a whole bunch for less than $2. And this is a great card. It is an upgrade, 3 cost, which will give +1 attack and +1 health for each upgrade not named Enhanced Exoskeleton, and it will also grant the unit you attach it to shielded. So, for example, if you pair this with Security Officer, you're getting great value because every upgrade then will give +2, +2, one from this and one from the security officer's ability. That can ramp really quickly. You can also use this to grant shielded to a card that didn't otherwise have it. So for example, if you played John's Provisioner, an Aftermath card on turn 2, and then you can apply this to it on turn 3, and that unit now has shielded and is safe from effects. So this is the first card I would recommend, simply based on its availability and its cost and its return on investment. With considering that the starter deck includes 9 upgrades, so you're going to be able to take advantage of this card. Next up, from the Planetfall set, the expansion, the card that I like, that I would recommend from this one here, is Trusty Belt. Trusty Belt, again, some available for around $1, several for just above that. Trusty Belt is a great card which allows you to attack more than once on a turn if your card survives the first attack. It also gives the upgraded unit +1 attack. So the first time upgraded unit attacks another unit and survives, it gains a second attack this turn. In addition, when the upgraded unit is destroyed, you can destroy another target friendly unit to put this upgrade into your hand. So the way I progressed from the starter deck and platinum into diamond was by pairing this with Cutting Edge, the arm card, which means that the unit that is upgraded has +2 attack. It avoids trades if it's attacking a unit with equal or lower health, and again gets a second attack. So if you have Trusty Belt and Cutting Edge on a unit, and say for example you're facing something like a Cathari deck with a wide field, you can on turn 3 basically attack and clear 2 units, and your unit stays on the board. These are really great value cards. In addition, in playing it on turn 2, for example, so you put a Harlech Pilot out there, you put Trusty Belt on it, it has 2/2. If you are going first, you'll have the shield pod. You can do your 2 damage, finish off the shield pod, and then attack another unit and trade to clear the board as well. There's a lot of ways to use this card. It's great for salvaging from the waste using Scrap Heap Salvager. So I really like this card. It's honestly a no-brainer to add to any deck, at least one copy of this. And then from Aftermath, I personally like John's Tactical Provisioner, but it's a bit expensive. I mean, it's not expensive, but relative to the current context we're looking at, below $2. What we have available is Forge Tempered Titan. Forge Tempered Titan, there's quite a few available for under $2. And this is a 4-cost, 4/2, 4 attack, 2 health unit, which has a muster that allows you to look at the top 4 cards of your deck and choose an upgrade. You can charge 2, which is to reveal 2 bank cards to attach that upgrade to your unit. You can decline that and instead put it into your hand. And then it puts the rest of those 4 cards in the bottom of your deck in a random order. So this is kind of a little risky in that if some of those top 4 cards are ones you wanted to draw while you're putting them at the bottom of your deck. But if you play this later in the game, it's not such a problem. And depending upon the situation, you may want to take the risk to be able to pull a specific upgrade. If you have an upgrade heavy deck and you're fishing for a particular upgrade that you need, then this can actually really help. This is interesting in that some of the current planned patch changes, which were released and I discussed in a previous video, include some upgrades. So Repeater, for example, now grants Armed. So pulling this specifically and applying it to this card really changes the value of this card. So this is good, and again, it's a very cheap available card. You should be able to pick that up. So those are 3 low cost. So for $4 to $6, depending on when you catch these, you can add these 3 cards to a starter deck and really increase the value of the cards that you get in that deck to bring your level of play up and push out of platinum and into diamond and compete. And it's definitely worth it. And then lastly, these are cards that are available in the marketplace in Prime. They're generally more expensive than anything you'd want to spend on versus what's available on OpenSea on the market. But occasionally people will put cards up that don't exist on the market cheaply that you can get here. And because Prime's value is dynamic and it fluctuates, if you check this frequently, you will find deals that are worthwhile. Often it'll just be a combination of somebody getting rid of an Echo for a card that you really only want one of. So you can see here collateral damage, for example, a quarter Prime, depending on what Prime's value is at. That's actually not too bad. If you need a card that you cannot find on OpenSea, this is a possible source of additional cards to flesh out your starter deck. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks as always for watching. Hope this was helpful, and see you in the next one.